Hi, I'm Mike from Galactic Dyes. I'm going to be teaching you today how to do the fold for a V to a spine pattern on the shirt. I'm going to teach you to do the fold, and then I'm going to show you how I dye it. Unfortunately, don't have a computer, so I can't show you the end result, but if you follow me on Instagram at Galactic Dyes, with a period after Galactic, you can see the end result of what I'm about to do. So, first of all, we're going to fold the shirt the right way, which requires turning it inside out. And this shirt has been washed, soaked in soda ash for 20 minutes and then spun out until it's just damp. So, first thing we're going to do is lay it flat. Try to get out as many creases as possible, but if there's a little bit, it's going to be just fine. Doesn't really matter. So then take a washable marker, and we're going to mark the middle of the collar and roughly the middle of the collar on the back, and then we're going to mark the center point on the bottom. And I just grab the two sides of the shirt and then just mark the bottom. So first thing I'm going to mark is the V. And to do that, you fold it in half like so, and then tuck in the sleeve here. Grab the back mark on the collar and back mark on the bottom and drag it straight over until it roughly matches. Give it a couple shakes. It's not going to be perfect, but you can just reach into the sleeve and even that out. So, now that I did that, we're going to mark the V, which I'm just going to pick a spot down here and carry it up to the shoulder. And then now, I need to mark the spine. And to do that, I'm going to unfold it again. And you're going to grab the back mark and the back spot, and you're going to fold the shirt out flat like that to make sure that this is straight. And I'm going to want to carry this mark up a little higher because it's going to carry into the spine down here. So I'm actually going to carry it up a little bit. Have it meet the back here, which is going to be the top of the shoulder. Alright, now that I've done that, I'm going to make sure that this is straight. And I'm going to mark the spine where I want it. Okay, just like that. So, what I'm going to do for the fold is I'm going to follow this line all the way up, and I'm going to make a hard turn and come over. And because of that, it's going to scrunch up the shirt a whole bunch here, but that's going to be fine because you can come through later and mess with it. So I'm just going to start doing little folds, little pinches, and I'm going to try to keep this line straight and follow this line the whole way. And then I'm sorry I don't have a time-lapse feature or any way to speed up this video, so you'll just have to bear with me here. And every time I pinch, I try to follow it out and even it out there. All right. And here is where it starts to get a little messy because we're going to make this hard turn. So you try to keep it as level as possible, but there's going to be a little bit of raising and lowering and all whatnot because of the collar over here. I'm going to try to keep that as straight as possible, but no promises. And then I'm going to try to move the shirt a little bit. Here's where it starts to get tight because it's wrapping up on itself. As you can see, I'm still changing directions. I'm grabbing and bringing it over, but I'm still trying to fold everything into itself relatively flat. So, and if you have to take time to flatten something out like this, and then pinch it and bring it to it, that's okay. Alright, so we got that done. It's relatively straight-ish, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. So, that's a great thing about tie-dye. So anyway, what I'm going to use is some waxed sinew, artificial sinew. You can use kite string, or you can use sinew, or whatever works best for you. I find that sinew works best for me, because the waxiness kind of grabs itself whenever I'm going to do tightening. When I get it at this point and it touches itself, it basically grabs and I can let go and readjust as need be. So, try to get this on top of itself. There we go. Cinch that up good. And for cinching, little secret, nice little secret, is to have a nice little wooden dowel. Apparently there's some places online that you can go buy them from another tie-dye artist. There's this, there's a guy on YouTube called Mr. Tie-Dye, and I believe he has a link to where to find it, and I just made one of my own. Didn't really bother doing that. So, anyway, what I do is I go over by about 1 inch, and then cinch up another section, come through again, cinch it one more time, then I scoot over by about 1 inch, roughly, and you can straighten these back out. But I'm going to follow the spots that I find that are sticking up over here. So I'm going to follow that. And then the final spot, which brings the front and the back collar together. And I don't have to cinch this up so tight, just to keep it together. And the tighter you cinch up your kite string or sinew, you're going to get a nice white line and it helps for the dye not to bleed across that mark. So if you're trying to separate colors, it makes it easier. So I loop underneath itself twice, cinch it tight, rotate it, do one more underneath, cinch it close, and then I got one of these little thread cutter things. It works great for just boom, done. All right, so now for this part. This is gonna have both sleeves right here, and it's gonna be the body of the shirt. So what I like to do is come through and scrunch everything up a little bit. Just go in through and mess up as much as I can. Otherwise, when you get done dyeing the shirt, you're gonna have these weird rings and lines and everything like that, and I'm trying to make it a little more psychedelic in nature. So, but this is a very, very tight area. You kind of forced everything to go in on itself here, so it's kind of hard. So I try to work the sleeves back into the middle again, but then at the same time scrunch everything a little bit. So, come through here, mess with stuff. So, alright, that's roughly probably as good as I'm going to get it. Didn't really mess much of anything up, but that's okay. So at this point you can use sinews, or you can do what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to grab rubber bands, just tiny little blue ones. Just going to pop one on there, just to kind of keep everything somewhat tight, because I'm going to do layers of dye on this. Oh, that came back apart. Ooh. Cut it a little bit too short. Okay. Just gonna do one more rubber band right there. All right. So now we're gonna come over here and do the dyes. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down my black first, and this is all Procon dyes. This is all Procon MX dyes. You can find these on Dharma. These are all Dharma dyes. Really good quality stuff. And I'm going to start out with my black, which I mix at 4 times the concentration. And I'm going to follow these lines here, these main height sinews here. And I'm going to lay down some black. And then I'm going to try to lay some down again at this cinch point. And then one again at this cinch point. And then up here at the very end on the colors, I'm going to lay down some black too. So for these middle spots, I'm going to do is lay down some robin's egg blue. And I'm going to really soak this in. And then at this junction, I'm going to put red and yellow, blue, red and yellow. So I'm going to use, literally, this is an 8-ounce bottle. And when it comes to mixing robin's egg blue, too, it's a super bright color. And I mix this at 4 times the concentration, too, just like I would the black. So, blue's done. Now I'm going to lay down my yellow. Just going to get a good squeeze of the yellow. I'm going to do yellow again over here. And then I'm going to go with the robin's egg blue again right here. Alright. And then I'm going to come through with red, very lightly over the top of the yellow. The yellow is going to be the main color here, and because everything's cinched up so tight, the red's not going to travel too far into the yellow. Alright, so I did robin's egg blue here, and robin's egg blue there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come through with some midnight blue, and just lightly drizzle over the top of that. Right over the top of the robin's egg. Just like that. And then I'm going to use black over the top of the midnight. And I'm just going to do a light drizzle. Not going to squeeze too much in there. Now we're going to flip. You can see the robin's egg blue went through pretty well. So we're going to come through with black again. We're going to make our lines. You don't have to come through with much, because we already came through once. Black again, and a black. So now we're going to finish off the robin's egg blue in this area. It's soaked through pretty good already, but it's going to be the main color. Soak in some more there, and before I use it all up, make sure I get this. It's pretty well soaked in there. I'm going to come through with yellow. And then lightly with red. Now I'm going to come through with the midnight blue again. And you don't have to go with too much. It's literally just going to sit right on top. And then black on top of that. Then that's pretty much it. Now you just let it sit, soak for at least 12 hours to 24 hours. Some people go up to 48. But then after that, you wash it out or rinse it out with cold, then warm water, and then hot water. And then after that, I wash it out in a hot wash with Centerpole. And I use about, I would say maybe a third to half a cap for just a shirt like this. So this you can also find on Dharma, but it's also available on Amazon as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how you do the V to spine fold. Thanks for watching.